Let's go Broncos! A star player is making a shocking statement. Sean Payton is making bold moves, and there's a huge opportunity on the horizon that could define the Broncos' entire season. Trust me, you won't want to miss what I'm about to reveal. But before I tell you everything, if you're a true Broncos fan, the kind who screams incomplete at the top of their lungs or still gets goosebumps just thinking about mile-high magic, then hit like right now. And if you believe this is our year, leave a comment below saying, "Go Broncos!" Our time has come. Now buckle up, because what I'm about to say could change the way we view this team from now on. Let's dive right into what's shaping up to be one of the most pivotal weeks of the season. The Denver Broncos are preparing for a massive showdown against the Los Angeles Chargers, a game that could send them soaring to the top of the AFC West with a 2-game lead over the Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't officially a must-win game, but let's be honest, if the Broncos want to control their own destiny and finally reclaim dominance in the division, they need to come out swinging this Sunday. And based on everything we've seen and heard from Sean Payton and Pat Surtain this week, it looks like that's exactly what they're planning to do. First off, let's talk about the heartbeat of the defense, Pat Surtain. Broncos country let out a collective sigh of relief when it was confirmed that Surtain was a full participant in practice and is set to play on Sunday. That's not just good news, it's critical. Surtain isn't just a great corner, he's the best defensive player in the league. That's not Broncos bias talking, that's what the entire NFL said when they voted him Defensive Player of the Year last season. And here's what separates him from others. After a rough outing against Daniel Jones and the Giants, he didn't point fingers. He didn't blame defensive coordinator Vance Joseph for the blitz-heavy play calling. He owned it. He said he could have done more, should have done more, and vowed to get better. That's the kind of accountability you want in a leader. That's the kind of mindset that turns talented players into legends. But Surtain isn't just talking, he's preparing. He's using every resource available to study the Chargers, including insights from JK Dobbins, who once played under their system. Speaking of Dobbins, let's talk about how the Broncos might have pulled off one of the biggest steals of the offseason. The Chargers tried to retain Dobbins with a rare tender, hoping no one would match the offer. Denver did, and what a decision that's turned out to be. Dobbins has exploded out of the gate, scoring touchdowns in each of his first 2 games, averaging over 7 yards per carry, and posting one of the league's highest explosive run rates. 10% of the time he touches the ball, he's going for at least 15 yards. That's elite production, and Sean Payton deserves credit here. He stopped overmanaging the backfield like he's running a hockey line change, and instead he's leaned into what's working, Dobbins and RJ Harvey pounding the rock. That's a winning formula. You keep Bo Nix clean, you keep the chains moving, and you control the tempo of the game. Now, not everything is rosy. Let's address the elephant in the room, Dre Greenlaw. This is a blow. The Pro Bowl linebacker hasn't practiced, and his absence is being described as nebulous, which is not the kind of language you want associated with a core defensive player. Greenlaw was the offseason acquisition that had fans dreaming of a top-tier defense. But with him missing crucial practice time and Sean Payton's decision not to put him on IR, the team may have mishandled this one. If Greenlaw misses 2 more games, it becomes a roster management mistake that could have been avoided. That stings, especially considering how tight ends have been feasting on the Broncos linebackers in his absence. On the flip side, there's a silver lining. Zach Allen, who went down with a neck injury, bounced back quickly. He was a full participant in practice and is expected to play. That's huge considering he leads the league in quarterback hits, and the Chargers' offensive line is weakened without Rashawn Slater. That matchup favors Denver. Then there's the offensive line, arguably the most underrated part of this Broncos resurgence. Garrett Bowles was graded as the top offensive tackle in football last week, even while facing off against All-Pro DeForest Buckner. And when teams rush just 4 defenders, Bo Nix is pressured less than any QB in the league, only 17% of the time. That's elite pass protection. Just ask Patrick Mahomes how dangerous 4-man pressure can be. He got sacked 6 times in the Super Bowl because of it. Bo Nix is benefiting from all of this. After the Titans' loss, where the Broncos let one slip away, Nix rebounded by torching the Atlanta Falcons with 300-plus yards and 4 touchdowns. The team responded with fire after a gut-punch loss, and we're expecting that same fire against the Chargers. Cortland Sutton shared some insight that tells you everything you need to know about Nix. The rookie quarterback is so locked in that he gets mad at himself if his shoe comes untied, because that means he didn't tie it tightly enough. That kind of obsessive attention to detail isn't normal. It's elite. It's championship DNA. Now add in the return of fullback Nate Atkins. Sean Payton is singing his praises, calling him one of the best in the league. His versatility as a short yardage hammer and a sneaky receiving threat gives the offense a Swiss Army knife that keeps defenses guessing. He missed the Colts game but is set to return, adding even more firepower. The only other concern? Evan Engram didn't practice, but after Sunday's game, he told reporters his calf felt fine. Hopefully, this was just a precautionary rest day, because the Broncos will need every weapon to dissect the Chargers' defense. So here we are, days away from a potential season-defining moment. The Broncos could go from hopeful contenders to division leaders. The team is angry, they're motivated, they're getting healthy, and based on everything we're hearing from inside that building, they're ready to make a statement. Because here's the thing, when we talk about the Denver Broncos being back, it's not just about beating the Chargers or leading the division. It's about building a sustainable culture, one that isn't just reactionary to wins or losses, but is constructed on leadership, accountability, and consistent execution. And right now, this locker room is showing signs that it's evolving into exactly that. Bo Nix, for example, isn't just playing well, he's elevating the standard. When a rookie quarterback commands the respect of veterans like Courtland Sutton and Garrett Bowles, you know something special is brewing. He's not just surviving the NFL, he's mastering it. His pre-snap recognition has already shown growth, adjusting protections and audibles like a seasoned vet. And that matters, especially against the Chargers defense that thrives on confusion and baiting quarterbacks into mistakes. Nix isn't just poised, he's surgical. We're seeing a level of processing speed and pocket awareness that many didn't expect this early. But he's also benefiting from a surrounding cast that's stepping up. The offensive line's dominance doesn't just buy Nix time, it gives the entire offense rhythm. You can feel it in the way the Broncos are playing. The tempo is quicker, the play action is sharper, the deep shots are hitting, and that's where Nate Atkins' return becomes even more critical. He's not just a fullback, he's the wild card, the mismatch generator. If Engram is limited or out, Atkins will become a key outlet, especially in red zone sets where he can line up as a tight end or sneak into flat routes undetected. Defensively, all eyes remain on Pat Surtain, and rightly so. But don't overlook the momentum guys like Zach Allen are generating. Leading the league in quarterback hits isn't just a stat, it's pressure that eventually leads to turnovers. And with a weakened Chargers offensive line, that pressure could be a game changer, especially if Denver forces Justin Herbert into rush decisions, which historically has been the one crack in his otherwise impressive game. There's also the emotional factor. This team remembers what it felt like to let the Titans game slip away. They felt that sting, and now they're channeling it. Players and coaches have spoken openly about the disappointment, not with blame, but with determination. That tells you everything. This isn't a fractured locker room pointing fingers. It's a united team circling the wagons. And when Sean Payton talks about this being a group that's close to breaking through, you believe it, not because of what he says, but because of what you're seeing on the field. But let's not sugarcoat things. Dre Greenlaw's absence looms large. His ability to cover tight ends, stuff the run, and set the tone in the middle is something this defense was built around. And while there's still hope he returns sooner rather than later, Sean Payton's use of the word nebulous raises some serious questions. It suggests uncertainty, and in the NFL, uncertainty often leads to missed opportunities. If Greenlaw misses more time and wasn't placed on IR, it could prove to be a costly roster misstep. That's the kind of back-end decision that fans may not see, but front offices and coaching staffs have to live with. Still, you have to admire how the Broncos are adapting. Players like Josie Jewell and Alex Singleton are being asked to do more in the middle, and while they don't have Greenlaw's sideline-to-sideline explosiveness, they bring grit and intelligence to the position. They'll need both against the Chargers team that likes to isolate linebackers in space. What's also encouraging is that this Broncos team isn't relying on any single star to carry them. It's a collective effort. You've got Surtain anchoring the secondary, Dobbins emerging as a top-tier playmaker, the offensive line becoming a wall of protection, and Bo Nix already developing chemistry with multiple targets. That's what championship teams look like, multidimensional, versatile, and resilient. And it's that versatility that could be the X factor on Sunday.